Hey, it's Nick, and today we're going to be talking about the Pebble smartwatch. I'm going to be going in depth on should you buy a smartwatch at all, and what my thoughts are on this one specifically, which is the OG original Pebble smartwatch. In case you haven't even considered getting a smartwatch before, let me tell you if this would be the right decision for you, or if you should even get a smartwatch at all. Stay tuned. Alright, so now that you've seen the cool video intro, let's get into the actual watch and why I think that you should possibly consider getting a Pebble watch. First off, I want to say I bought the Pebble watch because I had a $50 gift card to Best Buy and I just thought I would try something new. The Pebble retails at only $80, so it's one of the most affordable smartwatches you can buy today. It's a great option if you're not entirely committed or positive that you want to buy a smartwatch. I guess I'll just go straight into the pros and cons. I'm going to start with the pros for smartwatches as a whole, as far as what I've noticed since I've bought this Pebble and I guess how I've used it. And then I'll go into the Pebble specific pros and cons. Smartwatch pros, notifications on the wrist. It is a first world problem. But you realize that it's actually a problem that you kind of would like to have addressed once you have it fixed. I don't know, it's just something I never thought I'd really appreciate, but there's something that's really nice about not having to go fishing for my phone every single time I get a notification. The Pebble Watch just kind of throws up the notifications as they come in, so if you have a bunch of them all at once, you just have to push the arrow keys up and down on the right side to scroll through and see what your notifications are. For emails and things that have longer copy, it usually only shows the first sentence or so, just so it's not having to fill up the whole screen, but it's still nice to be able to get the general idea of what's coming in and whether it's something you should really be concerned about or not. The second thing is taking pictures. Being able to take pictures from a distance is kind of nice. I've used the feature a few times. You can sync them up and press a button and take a picture, and the Pebble Watch, despite having a black and white ink printed screen, will actually show a sample of the image on the display, which is pretty neat. And it definitely helps out if you've got a bunch of people and you don't want to have to mess with the timer control, you know, setting it for 10 seconds and then having to run and get everything set up. It's just nice to be able to stand there and just press the button when you're ready. Feels very James Bondy, and I like that too. I like feeling like a secret agent. Okay, so the third thing I really like about smartwatches is the ability to download and install apps. My two favorite apps that I use on a regular basis are the fitness apps, Misfit, which is it counts your steps, keeps track of your sleep. It can tell you how many hours of sleep you've gotten every night if you've worn the watch. I'm not entirely 100% sure how it does it. I think it's based on the motion of you sleeping. Endomondo, which is kind of a multi-purpose fitness tracking app. It tracks activity for cycling, rock climbing, running, swimming. It has a lot of extra features, and it syncs up with your phone and then tracks things like your calories, diet, and kind of graphs it all out and tells you what you need to be focusing on or changing. And that's also available through the Pebble App Store. Those are kind of my three things I've noticed that if you're considering getting a smartwatch, if any of those things sound appealing to you, if you're looking at maybe even getting a Fitbit, it might be worth just shelling out a few extra dollars, because the Fitbits are relatively inexpensive right now. It might be worth shelling a few extra dollars out to get a smartwatch. So I'm going to be talking specifically about this model of Pebble. It's the original Pebble watch. There's a lot of these things, or some of these things have been addressed or changed in later models, and I'll mention those when I know about them. But for the most part, this is all going to be about this particular model. Number one, battery life. I would say above all, and out of all the complaints I hear from other people who have different watches, battery life is probably at the top of the list of things that they don't like about their watch. They have to charge their watches once a day, sometimes even twice a day, depending on how much use they're getting out of it. The Pebble watch lasts for 7 days. I've actually had it last for 7 days, which is really awesome. It's nice to not have to worry about it as much. I can go camping for a while and not have to worry about trying to get it charging and everything. So that's just really cool. I like that a lot. And especially when I was thinking, that was actually probably my biggest reason I didn't want to get a smartwatch is I thought, well, I have a watch that stays on my wrist and I don't have to worry about charging it at all. Why would I want another watch that only offers a few extra features and doesn't even, let you just sit around with it for more than a day without having to charge it? So it was nice that Pebble watch is able to do that, and it accomplishes that actually through the e-ink technology, which is a special technology that prints the screen instead of displaying it like a standard LCD display. And so all that means is there's less energy being used throughout the day as it's printing the different numbers on the screen and other parts of the screen. So it's the same technology that's actually found in the Kindle e-readers, and it's a very modern, I would say, technology. Despite it being kind of it's a throwback because it's ink, obviously it's an e-ink. So the second thing that I really love about this watch is that it's a great digital watch. If you're just looking for a good digital watch, the Pebble watch is awesome. I think that if I was to get rid of all of the features that make it a smartwatch and just leave it as as it is with the watch features it has, I think the alarm system, the timer system, the stopwatch system are all awesome. Instead of a beeping, it's actually just a vibration inside. That's really nice. And the third thing that I absolutely love about the Pebble watch is the waterproof and overall durability of the device. I've taken this kayaking, rock climbing, I've gone rappelling with it, I've gone snowboarding with it, I've gone running with it, obviously, cycling. I've done a lot of different things with it, worked on the car, and that one was actually one I was really kind of concerned about because I had it on my wrist and I was reaching down and it was getting rubbed up against all sorts of parts within the vehicle, and I was surprised that it held together very well. Despite it having kind of a plastic feel on the front face, it actually held together really well, and I haven't noticed any scratches on it. I haven't seen anything. There's a few dings on it, but it's nothing terrible, and I kind of assumed that after a while it was going to get foggy because it's plastic, and that's usually what clear plastic does, but so far it's held up very nicely, and I'm really impressed with the durability and quality that went into this device. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the cons of the Pebble watch, starting with the low iPhone battery life. I don't actually know if that's maybe just shorter iPhone battery life, and I would imagine this is the same for an Android device too. I could be wrong, I don't know, but from my experience as an iPhone user, it seems like the iPhone's battery life has gone down tremendously since I started using the Pebble watch. I don't know if it's a coincidence, I don't know if it's part of the conspiracy of maybe the Apple company possibly making the battery life a lot shorter. I'm not 100% sure. Number two, the charger. The charger sticks right here on the side, and unfortunately, it does not like to stick in very well. So sometimes you have to sit and play with it a little bit to get it to sit and actually charge. I don't like that at all, and that is something they have fixed on the newer versions. They actually made it a lot better. It's on the bottom, and apparently the charging mechanism is just better in general. Final thing on this guy, and again they have fixed this in the later model, is the lack of a microphone and therefore the lack of the ability to text people or write a response to someone's text, which is kind of a bummer because sometimes you just want to say okay, like it'd be awesome you could just say okay, but unfortunately they don't have that ability on this one. It is something you can do easily on the Pebble Time and the Pebble Round. So if that's something that's absolutely must have for you as a smartwatch owner, then go ahead and get one of those because it's going to be a lot better. I've absolutely loved it so far. I've owned it for 2 months, 2 or 3 months now. Maybe 2 months, just about 2 months. And like I said, I've used it for all sorts of things and it's held up really well. I love it just as a digital watch even. And I'm looking forward to possibly investing in one of the newer versions later on because I do like the idea of maybe getting a metal one with a metal bezel. But overall, it's a great product, and I would highly recommend it for anyone who's just looking at getting into owning a smartwatch and they're not 100% sure. Because, like I said, you don't have to break the bank to kind of get the feeling for if you use it a lot. If you don't, I've talked to people who have bought iWatches, and it turned out to not be what they really needed. They don't use it hardly ever. It's just good, I think, to start small with that to make sure it's really something that your lifestyle needs. Because I do think that a smartwatch versus a regular digital watch is totally a question of what your lifestyle is like. There's a possibility that your lifestyle could totally need it, and there's a good chance that it might not. So it's always good to kind of try something on a trial run first. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. You taking the time to let me go over my thoughts over the past few months with this product. If you're interested in buying it, I do have some affiliate links. If you're interested, those links are right down below the video, and I'll have links for all 3 models of the Pebble watch that you can purchase today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to doing some more reviews and some other vlogs and other things like that on this channel soon. Thank you so much.